I was friends with the smart guy.
Yeah.
So my son's mom, I used to pay her to do my homework.
Hey, there's no judgment here. I was the kid that was selling my test answers in high school, so there's no judgment here, right?
Right. I was friends with the smart guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, right? I had to do the same thing too.
My son's mom, like, she was my girlfriend in high school, majority of 10th, 11th, 12th grade. I used to pay her to do my homework because I had a job, I had a part-time job.
Yeah.
I used to pay her to do my homework.
Right.
Like every night.
Hey, there's no judgment here. I was the kid that was selling my test answers in high school, so there's no judgment here, right?
Right.
So,
but if you look at it in the real world, that's how the real world is.
how the real world
to
is.
make it.
Yeah, you got to be resourceful.
But
let me ask you this, right? So
yeah.
we're talking about like the Asian culture, you know, like from your side, it looks like we had it made, but reality is like failure was not an option. So then on the flip side, right? Like this is the problem I have. I'm a libertarian. I hate Republicans and Democrats both, right?
Right.
So the problem I have, I've said this before, and I might get in trouble for it, is like I feel like Democrats are the party of low expectations, right? And so if I say like, hey,
Great topic.
Antonio, look, it's not your fault you can't be successful because you're black and there's systemic racism. What incentive do you have to be successful? That's my biggest problem. So we talk about the most important thing in sales is managing expectations.
Right.
I think it's also true in society, right? Like if your expectation, if your bar is like to keep my daughter off the pole, you're gonna show up differently as a father than like my expectations. I want my kid to go to Ivy League college or my kid to start her own business or whatever. You're gonna show up differently. So you're gonna show up differently as a parent, and the kid's gonna show up differently if they know like there's more available for them.
Right. To add to that though, and that's entrepreneur thinking because I get it, but I do also think that does traumatize somebody growing up because you know now you have depression because they're never good enough. And I never had the mindset of me where I was never good enough. I just always want better. You know.
But that was your internal drive.
That's my internal drive that I was naturally born with.
Yeah.
Now I remember at 5, I sold. I'm out the projects at my Aunt Mag house, and she had these frozen cups, and I was like, can we sell these? And I remember selling them. People was coming to her house, and I was selling them for 50 cents. And I had my first $5 bill. Like I still have that picture. I think I posted. I've seen it. It's like it was just in me, you know. But I feel like most people and you teach them. I just think it traumatizes them. And I'm just looking at some of these people that I like. Some of these parents, kids I meet. I'm in LA. I'm in Beverly Hills. I'm in Bel Air. Like their fucking kids are they're stressed because their parents already made it, and they're trying to. Their parents put this expectation for them to be this.
They put the expectations.
But now they're on drugs now because they're like, fuck, that's too much pressure on me.
Well,
they're starting to trying to do something different. Like shit, I might just be the rebel, you know?
Yeah. So they're setting expectations, right? But then what kind of support system is there too, right? Like
that could be part of it. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I can expect this from you, and I can pay for like the nanny, I can pay for the tutor, and all these things.
Delegate
all those things, right?
Yeah, for kids, it's crazy.
But if you're not there, right? Like the human connection has to be there too.
Now, this is just an assumption, but I wonder how Bronny is. That level expectation is insane. And he's already getting backlash because he's averaging 5 points a game.
Yeah.
With USC.
Right, off the bench.
And his son, Bryce, which I go see at Sierra Canyon, is like the school is lit up street from my house. I'm just looking, I'm like, damn, like this dude's come off the bench and he doesn't get that much play time. You know, but then like you will go on YouTube and the thumbnail is his face. And it makes you click on it, but he didn't get played. He played like 3 minutes and scored 0, maybe 2 points.
Yeah.
But I worry about Bronny and Bryce, the mental, because they're.
I mean, forget about that. I mean,
and then you got LeBron said, I'm waiting for my son to come to the NBA.
Yeah.
Before I retire. So that to me, that's a level of expectation that's like.
Yeah.
Jeez, like.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do about that, right?
That's no.
Right.
But like.
Because Jordan's sons had the same thing, right? So I don't know what to do about that because that's different, right?
Right.
It's like you're arguably the greatest basketball player ever.
And then you say the greatest, or arguably the greatest, says my son is better than a lot of these players in the NBA. Remember when he said that?
I remember, right?
Like,
and so he's doing it to his own kids.
Yeah.
Right? So I can't control that, right? But I'm just saying, like, here's I wrote a vivid vision. I got to publish it, right? But like one of my things, the reason why I'm so passionate about entrepreneurship is that I think that there's a lot of people that have been disenfranchised, right? Where they don't have the opportunities, right? And Chris Jefferson, we talk about it quite a bit, like on our show, on Pardon the Disruption. And like, he's saying, Steve, you don't understand, these opportunities are not available to them, right? To disenfranchised communities. And I'm not disagreeing with him, right? But I don't think that's the only problem. I think the other problem is that they're without hope. And I think people without hope are the ones that are the most at risk. So like, you're what, 1 out of 100 out of your community that made it out successfully? Like success?
Without being a rapper athlete, yes.
Yeah, right?
Take those 2 out, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 1 out of 100, right? Why isn't that 8? I'm not saying it needs to be 100, that it has to be 70. Why isn't that 8? Why isn't that 12? And I think it's because they're without hope. You survived, you succeeded despite.
I do agree that it is lack of hope, but I do also, to add to that, is the odds are stacked against us.
100%.
More so than the Asian and the white. By
I wouldn't
far.
say it's worse than the Asians, but
you can walk in a bank and you won't get redlined. I mean, I'm saying, like, you can walk in a bank and get.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It's
like,
harder, right?
It's for like financing, for an example.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that there's not additional challenges, right? But you can persevere, right? Because you have faith in yourself.
Correct.
If you didn't believe that you could succeed despite the challenges, then you'd be another statistic.
Right.
Right? So I'm not saying that we can fix everything, but I say we can instill more hope.
100%. I one positivity out of social media is bring up
100%. The bigger picture is possible.
Anything's
possible.
Right. So you're seeing people that look like each other, like like yourself.
I mean, that's why.
Like, wow, like it's possible for me now. Like I can. He looks like me. She looks like me.
That's what I think was the best part about Max Maxwell's success. Was that he showed there was another way. Carlos Reyes with Hispanic me.
Yes.
Show that there's another way, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that because for Asians we have a way. Just go to college.
But like you said, stereotypes.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that about the Asian culture, because stereotypically is like
they're not statistically smarter, right? Like you do.
But naturally you think that, like they built.
Well, of course it seems that way.
Yeah, like
right?
the tech, like you built this.
Yeah.
Everything comes from China or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But if you look at the statistics, right? Like if you were to take an IQ test, right?
Yeah.
Like out of like at 2 years old, whatever, right? Like they're not, our brains aren't bigger, right?
Right.
It's none of these things.
Right.
Right? So then it's just expectations, right? Like you ever hired 2 people, right? And like one of them is gonna be a killer, and one was like, man, I don't know. You treat them the same, you treat them different.
I mean, different. It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, so you treat them different, and then the one you treat well, and you give him all the resources. You give him all the attention. He's got a challenge, you're there for him.
Yep.
Right, because you got hope for him. He does better. Other guy is like, man, I don't even know why we brought him here. You're not answering his calls, taking time to get back to him. Is he gonna succeed?
That's true.
I think the expectations plays a big part. If he doesn't have faith in him, you don't have faith in him, you both show up differently for him.
That's real, yeah.